mừng năm mới.
Hey, chúc mừng năm mới, vui vẻ, nhiều sức khỏe, làm ăn phát tài, ok? Do the good eat, ok?
Chúc mừng năm mới.
Chúc mừng năm mới to the universal human family, because we're all family.
Chúc mừng năm mới, xin chào sức khỏe, okay?
I am the host of this year 32nd annual Tết Festival. We would like to wish you a very happy new year. In Vietnamese, Billy xin đại diện cho các anh chị em từ Tổng hội sinh viên Việt Nam miền Nam California. Chúc quý vị một năm mới an khang thịnh vượng, dồi dào sức khỏe.
Sức khỏe, đầy sức khỏe.
Nhiều sức khỏe.
The common myth is that when Americans look at us, they say we are one of the most successful minority in America. Well, I leave it up to you.
The realities of the Vietnamese population is 71% of our seniors actually suffer from high blood pressure. 60% of those of the same group suffer from arthritis. 54% of them suffer from high cholesterol. 28% of them suffer from heart disease. 32% suffer from bone disease. And over 50% of the Vietnamese overlook mental care. So we don't seem that healthy, do we?
The community's health can definitely be improved.
Đi bác sĩ của tôi, người ta nói là bị high cholesterol với lại high blood pressure.
Hôm nay bác đến để khám tổng quát đó, cholesterol, rồi thử đường, rồi mỡ nữa, với gan nữa.
I'm going to list the top 10 causes of death. First one being cancer, second is heart disease, third is a stroke, diabetes, influenza, pneumonia, chronic lower respiratory disease, suicide, nephritis, nephrotic syndrome, and nephrosis, and Alzheimer's disease.
People in general often look at Asian American populations as having no health problems. We're usually seen as being healthy, and we're not typically seen as having a lot of chronic health problems or even non-chronic health problems. And so a lot of times people look at Vietnamese Americans and they think, oh, you know, they're doing fine. They have access to health care, they have language capabilities, and they probably don't have that many health problems. Of course, that's far from the truth. For example, anyone is susceptible to cancer. It doesn't discriminate.
The biggest and main problem of all is that people refuse to see doctors. They might not even go to see a doctor once a year for regularly checkup.
You know, they wait until they get sick and they go into ER there.
In Vietnam, they were never educated about things like Hep C, Hep B, hypertension, and stuff like that.
Chưa có hiểu hết, không biết nhiều về mình không dám nói.
There's definitely some cultural attitudes and certain feelings about certain diseases where people don't want to get those kinds of diseases, right? And they think that if they go looking for trouble, they're going to find it with nutrition.
We're probably one of those people who use the most salt in our food in comparison to other populations.
A lot of people think, oh, Asian food, right, in general, Vietnamese food is really healthy.
I got the nước mắm and the culture of the Vietnamese culture.
And if you look at something like nước mắm, right, there's tons of sodium in nước mắm.
So many of our dishes, and I think it's such a strong taste.
And it's so salty, and if you eat that every day.
Waffles and nước mắm instead of syrup, why not?
It's not necessarily healthy.
It can add up.
Because it's fucking nước mắm. Người Việt Nam mình hình như hơi lười.
Chronic diseases like obesity, right, diabetes, high cholesterol. A lot of it is linked to diet, and the diet is changing. So a lot of people have high blood pressure because the foods that they eat are so high in sodium content, fat content.
Some of these health problems are creeping type of health problems.
A lot of the chemicals that are used in nail polishes, they have chemicals like formaldehyde.
You realize almost too late that you have a problem.
So a lot of the women who were working in nail salons, oftentimes they would come home with, you know, headaches. If they had miscarriages, sometimes they didn't know what happened, and it was mainly from the chemicals that they were using, being exposed to it day in, day out.
They don't see a doctor because they don't feel like they're sick.
The other health issue that I think also is not talked about a lot in the community is mental health issues.
Stress is a big problem for the older Vietnamese population, which is caused by homesickness. They always want to go back and live their past lives, but they don't have the means to do so.
There's definitely a stigma against mental health illnesses.
They're expected to hold in their problems, they have to be able to solve their own problems and not appear like they need help. And the unfortunate thing is that when they do that, when they hold in their problems, they actually get praised for it. They get more respect from the community, and so they do that even more.
A lot of times, if there are mental health problems, it's usually kept very quiet. Even though we were refugees and we had to go through all this trauma, right? People don't talk about it.
Stress can cause these other diseases or contribute to all these other diseases.
Studies have been done that say 80–90% of this population has experienced some form of mental health issues.
And some of them don't know that, so they don't try to do anything with it.
A lot of times the youth are, I think, growing up also not knowing a lot of the information that's out there about their health.
We want to educate the younger generation because they're the future, and they can go back home and they know English and they can educate their own parents to go get their health services.
How do you be healthy? We're here at Warner Middle School and we're trying to promote health to the kids by health games such as floss, tug-of-war floss, and like whack the bad food.
This game you learn to like to hit the stuff that like causes cavities like plaque,
Jelly beans,
and you learn about things that are good for you like meat, strawberries, spinach, and nuts. Yeah.
And then as they're waiting in line, we just talk to them about how many times they brush their teeth and how much they should floss.
Yeah, we tell them like to floss after every meal and brush at least 2 times a day, that sort of thing.
Over time, I feel like it will get better.
If you look at 10 years ago, where we were and where we are now, I think a lot has changed because we've gotten a lot of programs and funding.
Sức khỏe thì đối với cộng đồng những cái tổ chức như vậy á, những cái làm những công chuyện như vậy đó rất là cần thiết cho cộng đồng của Việt Nam mình.
I'm optimistic that it's heading towards the direction where people are becoming more aware and educated.
On the new year, I would like to wish you all a very happy new year, and of course healthy. Vietnamese people need people like educated and have a heart for the country. In the future, we can count on each one of you. Thank you.